Hey, good morning out there in our social media land, everybody that's watching this video. I absolutely appreciate it and I thank you. Hey, go down and click that subscribe button on the YouTube, click the subscribe button on X, hit those like buttons. I sure would appreciate it. It really helps the channel. It lets me know that what I do here in the morning is worthwhile and that people are watching it. Okay, so please click on those buttons. You can go down there and do that right now. In the meantime, I want everybody to remember that this coming Tuesday, I'll be doing an open house where you can come into our trading room absolutely free. And we're going to look at some charts. We're going to do some education. We're going to talk about some of our favorite trades. And those that register will also receive a bonus of a 2-day pass. So you're going to get Tuesday open house in the room, and then you'll get a 2-day pass for 2 more days in the trading room. Okay. You'll be able to download the app when you're in there, our alert app, and the alert app will work 7 days after you leave the trading room. So quite the benefit there. All right, let's get started. And thank you very much here. Let me poke this thing up there real quick. There we go. And we're going to come over here and click this button. Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you? Hey, Roger, Urena, Nancy, Gold to Mine, Devendra, Donna, good morning, Joe, Chip, Sonny, Joe, nice quote. Yeah. Again, Joe's been in our room for a long time, and every morning he puts out this very nice quote that is just a very nice quote. Sometimes, someone likes this one better than the other one, or at least they shout out, hey, this is a good quote. Several people have shouted out this morning yet. So thank you very much, Joe, for what you do for the room here. I appreciate it. Okay. Thank you. All righty. Let's take a look at some charts here. Let's start with the SPY. So here it is Friday. Remember that doesn't look like I have real time on. And I don't. There we go. There we go. I should be over on this chart. There we go. So here it is Friday. Yeah. So you might want to be careful what you hold over the weekend. Sometimes news announcements, things that, and it makes no sense why they do it on the weekend other than they don't want to do it in front of you during the day or during the week. And who are they? I don't know. It's just any kind of news announcement, any kind of happening sometimes that gets talked about over the weekend. And then you're stuck holding whatever you're holding. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. So anyway, the SPY I think is acting absolutely fantastic. You can ask the trading room. I was actually kind of cocky yesterday because of the way the market was acting. We've had a couple of good bullish days in a row, and well, that just makes my feathers start flapping here. So we've bounced off the 500 period moving average. So far, we're rallying up. We hit this area right in here, and this area here you can see our dashed lines. That is the 50% retracement. And I put this here just to keep me in check, that is a very dangerous area, an area that the bulls need to be on top of rather than below. And they're still below. They haven't come on top. On top would be they come up here and then they test. They use it as a testing board, not like I say, they haven't moved on top yet. So when they do that, okay, that's positive thinking. When they do that, what we're going to do is look for follow through up to this line right here. Okay. And what is that? Somewhere around 562. Now, there's another side to this. And when they do this, again, positive thinking, when they do this, and if we rally up and test this area and then back down, well, we just might have a problem on our hands. But for right now, for the moment, the bulls are doing a pretty good job. And the only way we'll look at getting back into some of the shorts is if we start to fail through here. There is a gap right here that don't lose track of, because if we do pull back, it could be just a gap fill and then back up. So we'll keep this, okay? Keep this chart. Charts are important. I think if you follow the chart and you pull the emotion out of trading, I think that's a better way to go. I know that's hard to do, very hard to do. So let's take a look at the cues here. Pretty much acting just like the SPY here. And there we are right at that 50% retracement. Nice little trend moving up here. So far, so good. We also need to get through that 50 period moving average and the 200. And that's both on the cues and the SPY. But right now, I love this when price is above the T line and T line is above the trend indicator. Now you can see we're not quite above it. We're just right at it. So if we can manage to hold on to what we have in here, we don't have to necessarily move up. But if we can hold in here, that should pull the T line or the 8 EMA above the trend indicator. And then what that does is it gives us now in our trend, what we've just added is a little momentum. So we're just trying to add, or we're looking for charts that have multiple conditions. And that'll give us a reason to be a buyer. One of the conditions is put that momentum in place. And we'll look for those, those entry levels there. All right, let's take a look at IYT, the transports. Transports were down this morning, but, I could care less about that. Candles, it's if you have follow through, and it's if you break your trend. If you break your it's like going down a road and you've got a line on each side of the road. Okay. Now you're not supposed to cross those lines, but even if you stayed in the middle, even if you did not cross those lines, you are still going to go weave around. Now some weave around more than others, right? But you may not be crossing those lines. So price is like that car weaving around. I'm only going to get worried if it crosses those lines, because price just goes, it's not, price is not absolute. It's not steady. It's not an arrow. It doesn't fly straight all the time. Try to keep between the ditches. There you go. Yeah. And as long as we don't change that trend, and it's not that we have a great trend here, we really don't, because at the moment, the T line is below the trend indicator right there. So we're trying to build trend, but the candlestick, well, it's driving all over the place. I mean, this candle's driving all over the place. But as long as it keeps going in that direction, doesn't cross those lines, we're going to get to where we're going. Cross that line, not so much and not so fast. So SMH, here we go. See, once again, price is pulling back here, but it really doesn't matter, because this is what we're looking at. We're looking at that trend. We're trying to get that trend in place. Like right here. See, there's a nice bearish trend. T-line below the trend indicator. Bearish. We're kind of in that area here between bearish and bullish. The dots are green because price is above the trend indicator. The T-line has not moved up. And that's what we're waiting for. And that'll give us that momentum. So far, I think we're doing okay, coming from way down there so deep. So anyway, I think that's pretty good. Let's take a look at T2123. That is my favorite indicator on TC2000. And we are rocking right here. That's looking pretty good. That's the hourly chart. That's the one I mostly stay on. This is the daily chart. And you can see we're a far cry from being bullish on that. I don't usually watch that, but I just wanted to point that out here this morning. The 3-bar chart, what we call the 3-bar chart, or 130-minute chart, is looking good here. But 60 minutes is where I keep that right there. And she's looking great. I want to thank Live Trading Alerts for doing what they do. Most of you know what Live Trading Alerts is. This is 3 of the several alerts that I have set up, and it gives you the right trade, the right stock at the right time. That's what I think it is. And it's, you're able to get into those entries that you're looking for. Now, somebody might say, well, I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Well, that's where I'm here to help you. So come on into the trading room. Come on in the open house if you want to wait till then. If come on in, and I'll be glad to demonstrate how the scanner gives you the right stock at the right time, the right entry. So pretty cool. So let me give you an example here. PLTR, this was a right entry, the right stock at the right time. Now, I ended up closing this yesterday for a nice little percentage in here, and I plan on buying it back. Now, I think PLTR moves up higher, so why did I close it out? Well, I didn't want to risk the percentage that I had gained on it. So, here it is up. Went right, and you can see these lines here. Went right to the first line, little resistance line, little speed bump. But we hopped over the speed bump. We went to the next speed bump, and now we're just doing a little consolidation. So what I would really like on this is to pull back a little bit, and then I'm going to buy it again, because you know what? It will show up on one of my scanner windows. If it pulls back now, it's set up to show up on two of my favorite scans. One would be, actually, there's three scans that this could show up on. One is the 3/8 trap. One is a pullback below the highest high in past 5 days. So what it will look like is much like a 3/8 trap. See how pullback with the highest high in the past 5 days. And then I'll be alerted when you get that green bar in there, and that's what I look for. And the other alert that this might come up on is what we call a gap and trap. And what that is you gap, you rally, and you pull back, and now you get into the trap area for a buy. So I've got my eyes peeled on PLTR. Members and those that have the app, keep the app open, okay? Mara is looking great. A few of us are in this Mara here. It's not quite a rounded bottom breakout. It doesn't meet all the rules, but it's still a great looking chart. I love the way it's looking. We popped up over the 50-period moving average. We're pretty much just moving sideways, consolidating, creating that pop out of the box type chart setup. With Mara also, let me move this up just a tad. Move this up. There we go. With Mara, we're also in the construction area right now. Right there. That's the construction area. And once we start to break out, now we've got some pretty good targets up there. Some pretty hefty ones too, okay? The dotted deuce is right here. The 500-period moving average is right here. And the 200-period moving average is right there. So there's three of them right there before we get to that 50% retracement. But if you own some Mara at the right time, at the right place, the right entry, we're talking in the 20s. Yeah, in the 20s for a percent gain. And that's just on the stock. If you've got the options, it's even more than that. So anyway, Mara's looking pretty good right there. I like that one. Coin, take a look at Coin. Coin's doing something a little similar. We're coming out of the construction area here, and here we're breaking out. We're over the 50 now. So this gives us targets of about 220 up there. You're going to have the 200 period at 226, and then you've got the 50% retracement, about 245 on that. ETHA. Look at this thing. Keep an eye on this. This is a great looking chart. See how we gapped down, put in a few bars, and then we gapped up. That's a nice bottoming signal right there. So here we swoop down for a higher low, and then we move up for a higher high, and now we're consolidating right in here. So right now, I'm going to get rid of this and then put my trusty little tool up here. And I mean, you can take it from the top and move down. You can certainly do that. You can see where the 50% retracement is. This is a great tool to use. It truly is. It just, I mean, look how price right there dances around those lines. See how price right there is dancing around that line. Look at that one. dancing there. So that's what I'm looking for, that target to get back up to that and then break out. Once we break out, well, this is the construction area. And then we've got a nice little 31% up here to that 50% retracement. BITO is another one. You know, the Bitcoin stuff is working out real nice. Bitcoin's looking pretty good. And you can see how BITO, we came right up out of that construction area. We've rallied up. We're smack dab into some resistance right now. There's some speed bumps up here. So going to have to chew through that. And price may not be pretty as it does that, because it's going to have to scrap with these lines a little bit. Going to have to get its, get up there and do some fighting. So, but they all look good. They really do look good. Very nice here. What else do I have? Oh, here we go. How about a little CGC? You guys all remember a few years ago when, pot was the crave? Maybe it's still the crave, just not necessarily in the market. Man, this is starting to smarten up and look really, really good. So this is one for the watch list. I think it's too high to play with, but one for the watch list. Watch for this thing to pull back if that's what you like. Pullbacks. If you like to buy high, well, it's pretty high, but watch for that pullback. Watch for that setup. CGC might be pretty nice here. MS, is it MSOS? Yeah, is also set up here. We're over that 50 period moving average. That would be a nice inside buy today right there. That's pretty nice here. So, let's see. Devendra, good morning. Ask, good morning. Hey, Nancy, good morning. EA, we're looking at EA. That's trying to break out here. A lot of room to the upside. 12, 13, 14, 15% back to that top. Looks like easy room too. Doesn't look like a lot of trouble getting through there. Pretty nice. Hey, good morning, everybody, with our social media area. I appreciate you guys being over there. I can see you there. Good morning, everyone. Let's see. Vernon, good morning. Daryl, good morning. Sean, good morning. Hydro, good morning. Hydro, again, good morning. MW, Brian, good morning. There you go. Sometimes I can't see. Yeah, I'm going to move you over here. Maybe I can see you better. Hey, look at that. What do you know? Wow, let's learn something. I can do that. Let's see what you guys have here. Let's look at SMR long from Daryl. Daryl's our #1 poster in our Facebook group. If you guys, if anyone wants to join our Facebook group, it's open to join. Daryl posts a lot in there. Thank you, Daryl, very much. Charts. SMR long, and that's an absolute yes if we can get a breakout. So there's two ways that I would attack this myself. We've been up, so really I would like a pullback. And then if we got bullish down here, yeah, I could see an entry. Yes. The other way I would attack this is if it doesn't pull back and it just breaks out, okay, then it will pull back. But I'm pretty confident it's going to give a pullback either on top of that breakout or in both places, or yet today might give a little breakout. But as far as charts to be trading, I think that is a super one for the watch list. Thank you. Hey, good morning, Neil. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Hey, John. Thank you. Appreciate it. Excuse me. Apologize. Let's see. Brian, do you consider higher time frame price action like monthly and weekly? Do you focus on daily charts? I focus on daily charts, and I love to look at the weekly chart. I really have no great value for a monthly chart. I just don't use that monthly chart, but I will look at a weekly chart. I prefer the longer rather than shorter. So I would rather go, say you look at this SMR on the daily, I would rather go to a 2-day chart, and then a 3-day chart, 4-day chart, 5-day chart to see what it's doing right here. Let me give you an example. Take Tesla. Okay. I've been talking up Tesla a little bit, and I bought some Tesla yesterday, and I've been long some TSLL. And some people have sent me little notes. Are you crazy? And the reason, really, I'm serious, in a fun way. Friends, trading friends, are you nuts? But if you look at Tesla on the daily, it's just building or constructing this bottom in here, right? So let's go to a 2-day chart, and I'm starting to see some price action changes in here. I see some wicks coming in here, things like that. There's a 3-day chart. You see how the bulls are coming down. I'm sorry, the bears are coming down, and then the bulls are stepping right up. Notice right here, we have a rising method. That is bullish, by the way, but you can't see it in a daily chart, but you can see it in a three-day chart. Here's a 4-day chart, and now I see a little different few things. This chart doesn't particularly excite me. But if we go to the weekly chart, all of a sudden this chart excites me. So, and it's still Tesla. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at the weekly or daily. It's just sometimes you see things in different time frames. And like I said, I would rather go higher than lower. So in the weekly chart, what I see here is a Fig Newton chart pattern setting up right here. I see those hammers right there, and that's very positive. Now, for the person that has not truly hasn't spent the time looking at candlesticks and doing their I'm going to say maybe years of homework with candlesticks, just looking at charts, they're going to say, oh, those are shooting stars. Why would you want those? And absolutely not. They're not shooting stars. Those are signs of a bottom being put in. Doesn't mean that this, right there is the bottom or this is the bottom. But these inverted hammers after a long trend, those are bottoming candles. These are bottoming candles. And this right here is just buyers beating the heck out of a seller right now. So this is my reasoning for sticking with Tesla and then buying Tesla yesterday. So that was a long answer to your question, but a good question. Thank you, by the way, for asking. Okay. Hey there, MW. Let's look at LRCX. There we go. Let's go back to the daily. Let's get rid of all those lines. There we go. LRCX, up, down, up, kind of come back. A lot of charts are set up like this right now, and we need to break out. Okay. We seriously need to break out. So there are a lot of charts that look just like the market looks. And these are all great looking charts, but they need to break out. So that's very, very important. Okay. Very important. And then ADBE. I like that one. ADBE, you've got a bottom, up, higher low. We move over here. We have yet to make a higher high. It looks like you've got a clean path all the way up. So to me, that's a nice looking chart. Very nice looking chart, viable chart. I'm going to move up here and just grab this high, go to that low. And there's a pretty nice target right there. Look at that. 50% on the drawback, plus you've got the 50 period moving average right at the tops of those candles. So right now, what is that, about a 10% move? I like that chart. Thank you very much. Let's see here. And PYPL. PYPL, very similar to what the market is doing. The target on this one is clearly going to be right here. And you've got to get through the 500 period moving average and the 50% mark. I mean, chart wise, you got to love it. It's the price, the price action chart pattern is doing absolutely fabulous here. So it's a matter of follow through and breaking out. How about some Wolf? Wolf's a buy, I think, in my opinion. I'm going to get rid of this. Let's come over here. There we go. 2 targets on Wolf, just using that little, what is that? My quadrant lines. Couple other, you might want to put a target right here about $6.50. That's the dotted deuce or the modified 200 period moving average. And do not ever underestimate the 50 period moving average. So you've got a bottoming chart. It's all about can it dig itself up is what it needs to do. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh, MRVL, Marvel coming off the bottom. This Marvel. We've had such a drawdown in some really, really good stocks, and Marvel is one of those. So, if you're looking for some long-term holds, something like that, this just might be a candidate. I mean, $57 down here right now. That's a pretty good buy. Target-wise, just like that. Targets are easy. Targets are the easiest thing in the world. There we go. No, I'm going to have to watch that one myself. Thank you very much. This stock is very oversold and very, very beat down. If it could just come back half of this, say, 120 level up here, just half. Now, that's 53% on the chart, which means the stock. Can you imagine if you had the option on that? Man, oh man, oh man. NVIDIA. I picked up some NVIDIA myself. I'm going to get rid of this. Some yesterday. And here we are. This is the construction area. And now we're out of the construction area. And this is the 50% retracement. So right now I'm looking for NVIDIA to move up there. That's 12% on the stock, 30, 40% on the option maybe. You've got the 50 period moving average right here. We'll see what happens. We're right on that edge. So we just need to stay above. We don't want to go back into that construction area down there. Okay. All righty. Nancy, yeah. I think that Marvel, we're going to have to take a look at that and buy a little and hold that. Yeah, absolutely agree. All righty. Oh, Walmart. Yeah. Look at Walmart. Look at Walmart. There we go. Walmart's setting up. Really nice. So this is the 50% retracement, and we've come up to the 50% retracement. We broke out, we tested it, now we're back above it. While that 50% retracement can act as some serious resistance, really can. It can also act as serious support, which it is. So I'm rocking with some Walmart. Walmart, target up here, pretty simple. There's 1, and here's 2. And you get into that 2, you see where you fill that gap up there. So I'm still looking for Walmart to move a little higher. All right, folks, I think I'm about out of time. I do want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for all the input. I absolutely appreciate it. If you get a chance to watch this video, make sure you go down there, click that subscribe button on YouTube, give a thumbs up, share it if you will. It just really helps out. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you in the room in about 15 minutes. All right. Thanks.